Okay, so I'm continuing the demo video series for Chapter 6. We have reached activities 6.4 and 6.5. You're going to need to, after you've downloaded and installed the SQL Server, if you don't want to download these things directly onto a system which is going to defend itself at every turn, and really and truly it should defend itself at every turn, you really shouldn't be doing anything in user space on even a server with a desktop experience. If you need anything for management, what you need to be doing is set up a Windows 10 system, whether it's your host machine, say in this particular example, or as a parallel guest machine, and have those two things interact with each other. So that you don't have to worry about compromising what needs to be a relatively secure system. I've made available some of these other things that I might want, Firefox and 7-zip. I haven't actually installed any of them. What you'll see here is everything I've got installed on this Windows Server system. And as you can see, actually make that go away. As you can see, it is not a long list. I haven't even gotten the ADK installed yet. So that's what I'm going to do now. You're going to install the Windows ADK, download it if you need to, then create the VMM service account. Once the VMM service account exists, then you can go ahead and install the Virtual Machine Manager. And the Virtual Machine Manager will allow us to manage everything else, including the system that it's on. This is actually this is another parallel between VMware Workstation, the VMware ecosystem, and the Hyper-V ecosystem. You can install your Virtual Machine Manager and add the system that the Virtual Machine Manager lives on to the Virtual Machine Manager. You can install the vCenter server appliance to an ESXi host, and then promptly add that same host to vCenter. We'll talk about that when we start talking about VMware again. So the first thing I need to do is go look at this drive share that I've created for myself. Need to be a little patient with this thing. It's got lots of memory, but I don't need to push it too hard. So let's see. So my programs and features, I can close that. Oh, I can close that. Okay, it might want to I have some updates running in the background. This is another reason you might want to add another NIC and give it a static address. So what I'm going to do, go to my network. Okay, network discovery is turned off again, which is weird. The weird thing is I already did this. Let's look at my database. I'm going to pause this for just a minute. Okay. TS client. So the share that I had before is gone now. I might have to work around this. Actually, I don't have to work around it because I put everything I need in this installers directory on in my own documents directory. Rather than fight all of this, trying to install things across the network, move it to your local machine. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see, install, run. I'm going to go ahead and run as administrator. Give this thing everything it needs. This is probably, now, in order to do all of this, I might have to reboot this thing again. That's okay. Updates, service patches. Well, the deployment model for Windows NT has changed. I don't know that we'll ever see service packs again. Now that Microsoft has gone to this periodic monthly release version model that they're doing. It feels more like a Linux rolling release. than the old service pack model we had before. But anyway, this is gonna take a minute, so I'm gonna pause again. Then we're gonna install the ADK. Now, the purpose of the ADK is to allow you to deploy Windows 10 instances. Obviously, it doesn't make sense any other way. This is a Windows 2016 system. But this Windows 2016 system could very well be supporting lots and lots of guest versions of Windows 10. So we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So your options are to install locally or download and install to a separate computer. I am going to install locally next. It's going to need about a gig of space. If you discover at some point along the way that you need to add another virtual hard drive, just go ahead and do it. Let's see, and I think it's thinking again. Okay, what I'm doing now, Control-Alt-N will get you your task manager, rather than Control-Alt-Delete, which of course the host system will always intercept. I tried to do Control-Shift-Escape, my usual task manager invocation, and it didn't really work. I want to go look at here my details. I want to see what this thing is doing. So, usage data, you see, it doesn't matter what you do here. Next. Strangely enough, my performance manager on my task manager, the performance tab on my host system shows me my disks. This one, for whatever reason, does not. So you'll go ahead and accept the license agreement. There's no way to do anything else without it. And we are going to select, see, deployment tools and pre-installation environment. Okay. The option seems to have changed. Interesting. Deployment tools, config user shape migration tool, pre-installation environment. I'm going to leave it all checked. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn everything on. Install. Now, the pre-installation environment thing that it notes, the Windows PE is essentially the bootable form of Windows that you'll find running on running off of the ISO. That's the Windows PE. So you can use it as a rescue environment, but they call it the pre-installation environment now. So I'm going to pause this again because I'm at about 8 minutes. Okay, so it's done. Rather than no, let's do that. Let's see what this getting started guide thing looks like. Boom. I'm actually not going to do the VMM service accounts. It should be pretty quick, but this video is already 9 minutes long, so I'll do that in the next video. So let's watch this pop up, and we'll be done. In view of what I've just done, it might not be a bad idea for me to reboot this thing. Okay. It's being difficult, isn't it? Okay, never mind then. I guess I won't launch the Getting Started guide. I'll do the VMM service account in the next video, and depending on how quickly that goes, I might just also do the installing the virtual machine manager, because those are supposed to be relatively short processes. Thanks for watching.